BEERUN, beer run. BEERUN, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. BEERUN, beer run.
Welcome to the Beer Run, part of the BS of Beer Network, the only Saints podcast with a 2-drink minimum and takes as bad as blowing a game to Atlanta on Monday night.
That's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You gotta keep on your toes. Put toes at it.
I'm the California Cajun. With me, as always, is Dale Lil Dice. And with us is Fitz the Gemini for a special guest helping us drink today. Dale, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. We went to Dallas. We conquered. Yes,
You went to Dallas.
It was a great time. Great time, Craig. I had a great time out there. We had so many Saints fans out there, bro. It was so much fun. Look, surrounded by Cowboys fans, watching the game and drinking tears. It was lovely.
Good score for it. Good time to be in Dallas. Beautiful. Beautiful.
It was lovely. Look, I made a bet with somebody from the Cowboys, one of the Cowboys fans on one of the other shows, and so he lost. He has to take a shot.
Dale, congrats again on your Saints victory, man. Here you go.
There we go.
There you go. Well, did anybody else lose a bet this week, Dale? Did anybody else? We'll get to it in the beer.
We will get to that for sure, Craig. Because yes, we do have to pay off some beer bets. We're going to be talking about the previous game versus the Cowboys. We want to get your thoughts on that. We're going to talk about some Saints news, of course, and we're going to talk about the upcoming game versus the Eagles and how we should crush them because they freaking lost to the Falcons. So, referees, get out there, spot the ball. Let's get this thing going.
First down, Saints.
All right, Craig, for a second consecutive week, I have indeed lost the beer bet.
No, you have no faith. That's what it is.
Yes, you're right. You're right. But I will gladly chug this beer because my Saints put a whooping on them Cowboys. Man, that's so good.
And you're going to go faster than last week, I'm guessing, right?
We'll see. You know, I probably improved from last week because, you know, I practiced a little bit last week.
It's hard to get worse.
I got this week. You know, it should get better, right? So here we go with the crack. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And once again, we're chugging the king of beers because it's the only way to do it, right, Craig? The king of beers.
Sure.
All right, so we get the pour going. Nice pour. Okay. All right, Craig. You were wrong. I'm sorry, I was wrong, and you were right. My bad. Sorry, I'm so used to you being wrong, Craig. That's what it is. All right.
You're not the only one.
Cheers.
All right. But cheers. I will drink. Tag. Did
you just ding me right now? No, we got to run that back. That's not supposed to happen.
Just here for moral support.
That's it.
Oh, you can finish that anytime, Dale. You can finish that anytime.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming, y'all. I'm almost done.
2 hours
This is why I say
later.
people got to watch our show on YouTube. There's a little more content to it. A little more. Chug. Yay! Who that?
There we go. Just like as fast as Kamara would do it. I'm telling you.
If it was Kamara, it would look like he wasn't even trying, and it would still be too fast for the defense.
You're probably right. What are you drinking today, man?
All right, so listen, I have myself a delightful victory beer today. We got the Voodoo Ranger Tropic Force tropical IPA. And it's got a little hints of your tropical fruits, some pineapple on there, some mango. It is delicious. It is 9.5%. I've already had 2 of them now, and I feel awesome. But the real question is, how does it sound? Yeah. Yep. Sounds great. It sounds wonderful. And
hear it twice.
there it is.
Just in case you didn't get the first time.
Magic. What do you think about the beer?
You know what? I think it's actually really good. I'm not one for like the fruit flavored beers myself, but this one has a really good aftertaste to it. It doesn't linger a lot for me, and you got a little citrus hit, and the bite is good. So,
well, don't tell Dale you don't like the fruity beers. We had a streak last year where you had strawberry and everything you drank for a week.
I don't judge.
That's right. I like my fruity beer. That is right.
Each their own.
All right. Let's talk about our pick'em here, Craig, because we want people to join the pick'em. We want to have some fun picking against you guys, and you guys picking against us. Last week was a terrible week for just about everybody in pick'em. Okay, this was a terrible week. Okay, but we will still go and look at the top 10 of the group here, and leading the way, my God, the Queefers. He's back with a vengeance. All right.
Hey, look at top of the
11
bleachers
right.
in there.
Yes,
Look at top of the bleachers in there. All
top
right.
of the bleachers, and also Casey's Clowns, all tied for the top spot with 11 right. I got B Train following up with 10. Let's see the villain here. This is Jake from SCWF with 9. We got Tim with 8. Let's see, Kyle with 8. Me and Craig both have 7. We're tied all the way down there.
Son of a bitch. I don't want to beat everybody but you. If I beat you, I'm good. That's my goal in life.
Well, right now it's tied up. So if you guys want to join the pick'em, this will be the week to do it, because we're dropping the lowest 2 weeks. So if you miss the first 2 weeks, we will drop those from your score, and you can come in and beat us. So just go to Yahoo Pro Pick'em, put in group ID 33703, and the group password is NFL. And you can be in. You might hear your name, just like our guy, the Queefers. He likes to make me say
I don't think y'all want me to be up in that, because I'm just going to sweep the board. But
come on, come through.
He's going to pick the Patriots, and that's not going to work out.
And you don't say that, right?
You are welcome to come through. Look, more than merry.
I'll set that up.
Yep.
Second down.
Let's talk some Saints news. This is not really news, but it's newsworthy, I guess. ESPN nicknamed the Saints offense Cardigras. What do you think about that nickname?
Like, I like it. It's fun and it's dumb, and that's half of what I like in the entire universe. But that's, man, I was talking with a Chiefs fan about this today. Is if you just watch ESPN or NFL Sport, or, Fox Sports, or any of that bullshit, you're going to think that the reason the Saints offense is cooking is Derek Carr, and it's not. Like, Derek Carr is doing exactly what you want him to do, but they're setting it up for him perfectly. Like, they have him play action on more than half of his passing attempts. His third downs are like 3rd and 3 because they're running the ball so well. You're using everybody correctly. You've got, Alvin Kamara looking like he's 5 years younger. You're doing everything to make his job easy. So yeah, he better fucking look good. Like, this is why you're paying him. You're paying him to do the little things that make your offense run, and he's doing them all. So I think it's fun. I'll run with the name. I don't care. I don't do nothing else. I'm drinking. Let's have a good time. But man, the running game is making this thing go. And as soon as you watch a game, you see it. You see that it's just down people's throats. It's awesome to watch.
I'm just surprised that they're talking about the Saints so much on national
It's
TV.
because we played the Cowboys. So even half the people who are talking about them, even half of the shows that I watched, they were all, oh, well, this says more about the Cowboys and how they can't handle this. The Saints, though, they played the Panthers. Who cares? And then the Cowboys fell apart, yada, yada, yada. They don't want to give us our flowers. They don't do it. We got to beat Philly. We got to beat Atlanta. We got to probably beat the Chiefs before anybody gives us any credit. Like, if they don't, nobody cares yet. And that's fine. That's fine. Leave us under the radar. Let us beat the brakes off of Philly. Let's running down there, throw for 200 yards, and then people going to talk. Let them sleep. Fuck them.
I like it. I like it. I like being under the radar. Look, we've got so many stats to give us optimism, right? So with us running the ball like this, it's reminding people who look at stats of 2009, and we all know what happened in 2009. So
this is the most points scored in the first 2 weeks since 2009 and our Saints. There's only been 4 teams, I think is the stat, that have scored this many or more points in the last 50 years. There's 4 of us, and the other 3 won the Super Bowl. This is rare air. This is elite company, and it doesn't mean that it's going to sustain. People are going to figure this offense out a little bit, but if you can win by just taking a sledgehammer to a defense, you can't figure that out. There's no trick to that. If Trevor Penning keeps putting people on their ass, you can't just scheme around it. Eventually, you got to get off a block. And if we're mauling people, Fuaga looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah,
man. If that O-line keeps clicking, you don't just figure it out. Some of the bells and whistles, the motions, when you play teams that run that kind of offense, or if you play teams that, compete against that a lot, like the NFC West is not going to get fooled by some of those misdirections. They see it all the time. But as long as you're hitting people in the mouth, doesn't matter.
Yeah. One of the things that we wanted to visit is the trade where we gave up Sean Payton and gave him to the Broncos, right? So the compensation when it was picks before, but now picks turn into players. And so now we look at Brian Breezy being our first round pick because of him, because of that trade, and then Kool-Aid McKinstry coming on to the team. And the Broncos received Sean Payton, of course, and they received a 3rd round pick, Raleigh Moss.
Who?
So, yeah, exactly. So looking at that trade, then you can look at that and then objectively say, hey, the Saints won this trade, right?
Absolutely. Look, they got a head coach that was carried for 15 years by one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and they got Riley Moss.
Right.
You could have got Randy Moss, and that wouldn't have been a fair fucking split. Brzee had 4.5 sacks as a rookie. He looks like he's improved. He's playing great. He had the flu. He could barely stand, and he still played great this last week. Then you got Kool-Aid McKinstry, starter at Alabama, one of the most technically sound corners in the whole draft, fell to us in the 2nd round. This game against the Cowboys, where we shut them down so bad, we didn't have Marshawn Lattimore, and it didn't matter because we had Adebo and we had McKinstry, who was a stud. This isn't Chicago and Carolina kind of fleecing on a pick. We can get to that a little bit later, but it's hard to say we lost this trade. I mean, you got Sean Payton out in Denver looking lost, trying to convince people that Bo Nix is the guy. And man, what's his contract over there? He is not getting to the end of that contract the way things are going.
Walmart money coming out, buy him out. That's what happened.
As I've said basically every week on this show since the trade, fuck Sean Payton.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yes. I like it. The other bit of news I got is Stephen A. Smith says the Saints are the team he trusts the most.
Yeah.
What is going on? I have never, ever heard anybody say they trust the Saints.
So, first off, sweet. It's nice that we're being talked about. And I like Stephen A. Smith as a dude, but he's wrong so often that I hate hearing him say that. The only thing I know that the only thing he's always right about is that the Cowboys will eventually fuck up somehow. That's the only thing he always nails is knowing
go.
that Skip Bayless and all them are going to end up pissed off at the end of the year. That's all he always knows. But to be fair, is he wrong? Look, the Saints defense has been solid, if not elite, for years now. The pieces haven't changed. Matthew's not too old. Davis isn't too old. Cam Jordan might be too old, but he's not even a starter anymore at his own position. So now you're thinking the defense is fine. And if the defense isn't a problem, then the offense is a problem. And all of a sudden, they've scored 91 points in 2 games. If they're not the problem either, what do you do? How do you beat this team? Like, people are going to, the Saints aren't going to go undefeated. People are going to beat this team, but consistently, this looks like a really good fucking football team right now. And I don't know, I never saw this coming. I was optimistic. Offseason, I said 10 wins. I thought that was optimistic, and that might be lowballing right now.
Right. I'm still gonna stick with my 9. Okay.
We're gonna be 10-2, and you're still gonna say 9.
That's right. Look, I gotta stick with my prediction.
No, because your pessimistic bullshit is working so far, so stick with it.
That's right. I'm not messing up the mojo. Yeah. That's exactly right, Craig. Everybody got their own part to play, and I'm playing my part well. There you go.
If it keeps working, just keep betting against the Saints every week. Just keep doing it.
Exactly. I am not taking the Saints this week. Spoiler alert.
I think I know what our beer bet's going to be then.
Spoiler alert. I got to keep doing this, Craig. Okay.
Just watch till 4th down anyway. Like, it's worth a listen to hear us chop it up with the Eagles fans.
All right, let's talk about this game, Craig. We haven't gotten your opinions on this butt whipping that the Saints put on the Cowboys. Tell me your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts.
Okay, look. So, in a lot of ways, I feel a lot better about this one than Carolina, and not because of the difficulty of opponents. It's week 2. We don't really know how difficult any of these guys are. The Panthers might win 3 games, and the Cowboys might win 3 games. I don't fucking know. But what the difference was the execution, where you talk about, Derek Carr had 3 passing touchdowns in week 1. 1 was a bomb. Cool. We're going to get some of those. Shaheed is stupid fast, and that's going to happen sometimes, right? But the touchdown to Moreau was a broken play that just kind of got lucky, thrown across his body, kind of dangerous. The Juwan Johnson was a toe tap between 2 defenders. Like, that's scary. I don't feel comfortable about that. Ran the ball good. That felt good, but I didn't feel good about the passing game. And then you play this game, and they weren't flukes. He was hitting wide open guys. The system works. I mean, it's clear. There's enough evidence to say that this offensive system it is working, and the players in it are designed to function in it. Alvin Kamara looks amazing. That screen pass, it reminded me of that play against Green Bay however many years ago. He's just, when you get him in the open field, he's electric. He's amazing, and we haven't done it for 3 years. All of a sudden, we're doing it again. I am so much more encouraged from this win than the Panthers one. And again, it's not because of the opponent. These are all professionals. I'm not one of those people who just throws out the Panthers because they're the Panthers. Like, everyone on the Panthers gets a paycheck to play football. That's more than any of us can say. These are professional ass people, and they are doing a job. And the Saints worked them, and then they worked the Cowboys, and now it looks like this is a good football team. And it's not matchups anymore. Now this is a good team with players who can run this system, and watch out, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. So the Saints, we were so concerned in the preseason and in training camp about the offensive line and Clint Kubiak and his team of assistants. They came through. They sprinkled some magic dust, and now the stuff works. It didn't even work this well in preseason.
No, because they didn't show their hand. They didn't play all their cards in preseason.
Yes,
and look,
the crap that they gave us saying we were just playing vanilla stuff, they were actually telling the truth, Craig.
It was true, yeah. And look, as an offensive lineman, looking at this offense, it's remarkable. They had plays where you had a tight end chip Parsons, and then a running back picks him up. Like, it's like, they interviewed Michael Parsons after the game, and he said this is blocking schemes he's never seen before. So this isn't even just the system that we're running. this is legit shit by Kubiak.
Yes.
It's protecting that O-line and letting them do what they are good at. And everyone's been shitting on Penning because of, his technique breaks down. He gets in his own head. He's got the confidence issues. Now they're letting him go get a head of steam and run people over. And he's doing it because they're letting him do what he's good at. We've been beating the drum all offseason. This O-line has 4 first-round picks on it. It's got McCoy is a Pro Bowl level guy. There's no reason they should be as bad as they are. It has to be coaching. And it looks like it was. And now you've got a system and coaches that are protecting the weaknesses, accentuating the strengths, and now we're bulldozing people. Like I'm looking on Twitter, and in 2 weeks' time, it went from, oh my God, Trevor Penning's going to cost us the whole season, to now it's talking about the Penning tentury, where people get on their right side and they get stonewalled. He's putting people on their back with one hand. There is a play. There's a touchdown run where he gets one hand on a guy's chest and buries him, and it's fucking awesome. God damn. And we didn't give up on the guy, and he was a bust, and everyone was done with him. And they moved him to the other side, and they gave him another chance, and now he's mauling people. He's a fucking grizzly bear wearing
bus commercial, Craig. I'm going to think about the bus commercial.
You got to keep it in your pocket right now, man, because he's mauling people. Micah Parsons is the best pass rusher in the NFL, and he didn't sniff a quarterback. Didn't fucking sniff Derek Carr in this game.
The guy had 3 more tackles than I did on Sunday.
You were in the parking lot of the Cowboys Stadium. That doesn't mean you had 0.
Oh man, DA talked about Trevor Penning. Here's what he had to say.
So yeah, I think this is a guy that's gotten better each and every week, and that just goes to show, like, it takes time, it takes reps, it takes being able to go through that process. And I think early on in his career, he missed a lot of time, and it was hard to get that experience. I think he's gaining some of that on the run, and I think every game that he goes out and plays, he's getting a little bit more and more confident.
Craig, I hate to admit this, but it looks like you, Dave, and Tomas were right about this Penning situation. It was all, he needed reps. It was all coaching. I can't say anything bad now.
It's not like he's a world beater. They're giving him a ton of help. They are helping him all the time. They had that one long touchdown where he might have kind of been holding. It was close. There's holding on every play. So it's not like he's out there being a stud, but he's doing the job. And we decided as a fan base that he couldn't do it, that he was a liability, and you had to replace him. And now you don't have to replace him. He's getting the job done in the running game, and you're able to hide it on the passing game. And man, as much as we're talking about Penning, I want to talk about Fuaga, because what an excellent pick he's been. Getting to second level, like there were probably more, polished, more, high-end tackles in this draft, but there were no tackles that fit this system better than Fuaga. He is perfectly made for banging a guy and getting to second level. He's so good at it, and it's exactly what this offense needs. He didn't practice this entire week. He had back issue. He was questionable for the game. He played and dominated the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
One of the best pass rushers in football, and he erased DeMarcus Lawrence. What?
Yes, DeMarcus Lawrence and Parsons did nothing.
Nothing. The Saints allowed 1 sack, and that 1 sack was Derek Carr running out of bounds to lose a yard when he should have.
Yes. Right.
They never got home.
Sack they got.
They never got home. So is that 2 sacks allowed in 2 games?
Right.
Like, bro.
Yeah.
This is not. Is there a better stat for the difference between this year and last year than play action pass percentage and the lack of pressure on the quarterback?
And last year I was complaining about him holding the ball.
What did he throw 16 passes this year? Last week he threw 16 balls. Like,
right.
They don't even have a chance to pressure him because they're not having to throw the ball because they're running it down your throat. It's beautiful as an offensive lineman. A little bit of a chubby, just whole game.
Absolutely.
A little bit.
Absolutely. DA talked about the offensive line as a whole.
The good offenses that I've been around here, have always started up front with a good offensive line, ability to run the football, ability to protect the quarterback. We're 2 games in. I think our offensive line 2 games in have played well. And yet there's still a lot of things that I think we can improve on. So I think, the focus for us is not, let's start patting ourselves on the back. The focus for us is, how are we going to improve and how are we going to get better? Because this is a long season. We're only 2 games into it.
Is it just me, Craig, or does DA sound so much smarter?
Yeah, it's amazing that winning fixes literally everything, doesn't it? My catchphrase last year was "Shut up, Dennis Allen." And I have no reason to say it. We're on 2 games in. I haven't said it. Like, I need a new catchphrase. What am I supposed to do with this thing? But he's right. He's right again.
Craig, please.
He's right again. The Underhill guys were talking about this, and not to parrot them because they're, I hate them and everything they stand for. But DA is doing a great fucking job. This whole staff was picked by him. The training camp in California was all him. Everything that went into the season, the change of culture, the getting people out that didn't buy in, bringing people in that were on board. It's all DA, for better or worse. This is his ship, and it's fucking sailing right now, brother.
Yes, I agree. Props to DA. We criticize you so much. You're doing your thing. Please keep doing your thing. I love eating the crow. It tastes great. So I will continue to eat the crow.
Look, man, if he beats the Eagles and they go 3-0, I will kiss that man on the face. I don't care. I'm in. God bless you, Dennis Allen.
Yes.
Third down for what?
Joining us here on Third Down, we've got Casey from KC Sports Show. You can check him out on YouTube, on Twitter, and everything. But beware, Casey is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Welcome.
Can I get some hand claps? Where's the hand claps at?
That's all our studio audience ever does. For people of the opposite team, I'm sorry, man. I can't control those guys, man. They're animals.
They're very consistent.
Very, very.
So how you doing there, Casey? You guys are coming off of a tough loss on Monday Night Football. Everybody was watching. And
Man, I'm gonna say this: Nick Sirianni put himself in the hot seat. I mean, he definitely gapped that one up. Now, I'm not going to say that Saquon couldn't have caught the ball too, but I don't understand the calls we were making all night in terms of 4th down. And, I don't give a damn about the analytics saying that we would be good to go on 4th down. I watched that game and I almost broke my TV. I literally almost threw my remote control through my TV. I'm like, how in the world in that situation, less than 2 minutes down, we got the ball, did we not kick the ball? So I'm a little frustrated as an Eagles fan. We shouldn't have lost to the Falcons of all people. And now I live in Atlanta, so I'm going to have to hear the shit for the end of the season.
Look.
Yeah.
With everything that we did for you to the Cowboys, and this is how you thank us? This is how you repay us?
Wait, we pay you?
I'm a Saints fan, brother. We pantsed the Cowboys on national television for you.
Yeah.
You guys.
We did it for y'all.
We beat them so bad that now there's a blueprint for how everyone else can beat them. We beat them by 25 points, and y'all couldn't just beat the Falcons for us.
That's all we asked.
Shame on you.
Look. The Falcons, one, they have a decent defense. And 2, our run defense is trash. 3, Cowboys. Come on, man. Anybody can beat the damn Cowboys. You guys don't get brownie points for beating the dog shit out of the Cowboys. All you did was expose what's there already. But appreciate you. When we see him, we see him. And we're eventually going to see you guys too, real soon.
Oh, so after last time, shaking on it, shaking in my boots.
Look, I'm actually scared. Our run defense, I'm a realistic fan, so our run defense is horrid. Bijan Robinson was running like he was freaking Adrian Peterson on our defense. We need to work on that. I don't know what we need to do. Maybe I don't want get an acquisition in before the trade deadline in terms of linebackers. I mean, because our defensive line is pretty solid, but I don't know what's going on. Like our run defense has just been absolutely garbage.
Right. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is the problem with the run defense. Because like you got Georgia's whole team.
Yeah, the Georgia Eagles.
Like how y'all messing this up?
I don't know, man. It's just like every game I watch, I'm scared whenever we come up against a team with a good run game, and it's just like, man, what can we do? And we looking a little faulty on the passing game too, because I don't know if Slay's age is starting to show. He's like 33. I mean, looking like 40 out there. How you let
for a corner?
I have no idea. How did you let Drake London blow past? Like, I have no idea how that even happened. But besides all that, I'm just kind of like, I'm just sitting waiting, because if this season doesn't go like it's planned, because we definitely got all the pieces we should have had for a good defense, somebody's going to be on the chopping block. I don't know if that's going to be Nick Sirianni or our GM or hell, even the offensive coordinators. I don't know why we picked up Kellen Moore. Don't know why. And the defensive coordinator, I'm drawing a blank on his name too. He needs to. Oh my God! Like we got so much stuff. There's so much stuff we got going on with the Eagles, man. I as an Eagles fan, it's always stressful. You should see the memes like from the pages that I follow. It's stressful every game, because now too, Jalen Hurts is also showing that he got like major issues in terms of passing. But now he wants to go back running again. I'm like, why didn't you do that in the first game? Why? So it doesn't make any sense why he just abandoned it from the Super Bowl run. Now he wants to go back to it. So yeah,
Vic Fangio is your defense coordinator. You got him from the Eagles, from the Dolphins. Yeah,
that's a big name.
I was drawing a blank. I knew it was Vic. I just for him, it's just like we need to get that defensive scheme down, because I have no clue. Well, what can we do? Maybe more stunts, maybe more pressure up front, maybe I don't know. We literally put a front seven and they still cut to us like butter. So I'm super scared to come against the Saints, because
we running the ball really, really well right now. I'm telling you.
Yes. And I'm just afraid. I don't know what your boy might go for 110 yards on us. I'm like, oh my goodness.
So a couple stats to for those of us who like the numbers. 157.5 yards per game allowed first two games for the Eagles per game on the ground. 6.5 yards per carry. That's nuts. That's playing the Ravens and Lamar Jackson rips off 30 of them, and you just like that just skews the average. But you're not playing Lamar Jackson yet.
Yeah, no, that's
nuts.
And so, especially against you guys with the first 15 possessions, you guys go like, what is that?
Right.
What?
Hey, listen. We'll be honest now. We didn't call that. Like it. Like we weren't confident this is going to happen, but it's happening.
I'm the biggest homer. I'm the biggest Saints homer, and I was fully convinced that we would start offensively like shit this year, and that we'd figure it out in like week 5.
Right.
Like nobody. Even I didn't see this.
That's how we normally do. Yeah,
I'm just shocked at the play of Carr. Carr has been playing decent, but hey, whatever y'all doing in New Orleans, keep doing it, because it's working.
Last season, Derek Carr had the best passer rating of every quarterback in the NFL on play action, and the Saints ran play action less than every other team. It was like, the fuck he's better at it than literally everybody, and you won't let him do it. Now we run play action 54% of the passing attempts. That's the most in the NFL. It's playing right into what he's good at.
Yeah,
man. The Saints in that division, NFC South, you guys got an easy division. Let's be honest. You got the Carolina Panthers, who don't know who's going to be. You guys are going to run the division, and then you got. Honestly, okay. The Panthers are out of the way. Falcons are we don't really know who the Falcons are for real, and how that defense actually will mesh. And then you got Tampa Bay, who Baker Mayfield has been doing his thing so far, but we'll see how it all gels together. Right now, the Saints, I see the Saints winning that division. I don't see anybody else winning that division unless the Falcons just pull something out of the blue and just say, we're the team this year. I don't know. It's just Eagles. We don't gotta worry about the Giants. The Washington Commanders are never an issue for us.
Okay.
Cowboys sometimes, but I think we can run the division. We could run the tables on the division. It's just we got.
So you're still confident you can win this division, even though your team is going through some struggles right now, especially dealing with the injury to AJ Brown. So I was talking to some Cowboy fans last week. They were telling me they were skeptical about Jalen Hurts' ability to just pass the ball on a consistent basis. Do you agree with that as far as your quarterback's ability to throw?
Totally. Okay. The first game of the year, when we went against Green Bay, he had I think it was AJ Brown in the end zone, in the red zone, wide open, missed it. It's just blown calls left and right. I don't know. His quarterback vision is not there anymore. So a lot of the times he'll convert to running now. So he's just like, he'll hold the ball longer than what he needs to hold the ball. And he'll have those check downs there. And don't throw the check downs. I literally saw a play against Green Bay when they ran like the rerun. I'm like, you have Saquon off to the flats open. And he missed them. He didn't even look at him. I was like, so I'm not sure if it's the frequent change in offensive coordinators. This is his third coordinator.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to get used to the offense, or he's just trying to be way more conservative. But he just gotta just run. I understand you're trying to be the conventional quarterback, but now you got to make plays happen. You got to run, so the defense respects the run first, and then just not even respect the run first. They respect you to take off, so that way it leaves your receivers open. That way, if you don't see anything, it'll eventually come open, but you're getting more time to get to the receiver. But he's just missing open receivers. I'm not sure what the disconnect is.
Every Saints fan listening to this knows for a fact our Achilles heel on this defense is stout, except against running quarterbacks. Mobile quarterbacks just historically just rip through a Dennis Allen defense. Even guys like who's that guy from Tennessee with the alien head when he was in Minnesota for like 2 minutes? He ripped through us and beat us up too. Man, I gotta remember.
You talking about Josh Dobbs?
Yeah, Josh Dobbs, that weird looking son of a bitch. Even they run through it. Doesn't matter. So if the Eagles are going to win, and I think there's a lot of reasons that the Saints match up really well in this game, Hurts is going to have like 20 carries. If Hurts just pulls it down every third down, they're going to move the ball because that's just the only thing the Saints can't do. Now, we made some changes to try to address that. We got Willie Gay from the Chiefs. He's very fast, sideline to sideline guy. Got Chase Young, who is he is absurd. He's an alien. Whatever he's doing this year, it's scary. And so those are pieces that, might negate that a little bit, but historically can't handle it. We just can't defend it.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I mean, honestly, if you break down the pocket, if you contain Hurts, that to me, and he'll start making stupid plays. Like he threw 2 interceptions. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I honestly, for the life of me, I cake for Hurts every year, and he always does the same crap. After the Super Bowl, it's just like, bro, I'm your number one fan. At first, I wasn't. I was like, why did we even pick this guy up? Like from Alabama, he was in Alabama, then went to Oklahoma, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why did we even waste the second round pick on him? I would have waited to the third round. You could have got him easily, but then he proved his worth and he got the big contract. So now you got the big contract year. Don't slack off. Show your worth. Why did we pay you that? So my biggest fear is that I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to pan out to be what we thought he was in Philly, honestly.
Wow.
So it's back to that doubt. It's back to that doubt of your rookie year. Like, you're here, but okay, you're not expected to do anything, but you got a big contract now, dog. It's up. Like, you cannot let us down. Defensive wise, we just got to get it together. Honestly, I don't know what we're gonna do. Our run defense is just.
Tell me what you think about your first round pick, Quinyon Mitchell.
Oh, he's great. I love him. He did a good job at the Green Bay game. He kind of disappeared last night. I kind of wanted to see more from him, but he's holding his side down. Really, it's Slay. It's Slay that worries me sometimes because he's showing his age.
Now he's supposed to be the number one guy.
Hey man,
and that's the one that gave up a touchdown. Like easy.
He making rookie mistakes. Like
bro,
that was a big play. It was a lot of blown plays that last night. It's just as the Eagles fan, I hate it.
London cooked him.
London did cook him.
Crazy.
That's the first DB that London has cooked in his career too. That's embarrassing.
Right. Hey, check this out. I got some guy in my fantasy league trying to give me Drake London. He's trying to get Robinson from Washington Commanders. I'm like, oh yeah, one okay game. You think I'm about to trade? You think I'm about to trade my running back who just gave me 15 points for Drake? No.
Tell me what does the Eagle fans typically think about C.J. Gardner-Johnson? He used to play with the Saints at one point in time, so I'm just curious.
Yeah. See, I love CJ, man. CJ, he's been a stout piece for our defense. I'm glad he came back from Detroit. We did do him kind of dirty in Philly. We ain't want to give him no money. And if he wouldn't have got hurt that Super Bowl run, I say we would have had a hell of a team. We would have had a good little season if he would have not. We had a decent season. We got to the Super Bowl, but we did do CJ dirty. I think I'm happy he's back. I'm happy he's back because
is it still a coincidence that now 3 different teams haven't wanted to pay him? Like, is it a little bit of smoke? There's fire eventually. That at some point you got to see what the common denominator is.
I have heard rumors of him being like a locker room issue, but when you play like CJ, who's not going to be a locker room issue? But not big enough to where the Eagles won't bring him back. It's just like. We really should have paid him. Out of everybody else, we really should have paid him because our defense, our secondary, we lacked everything. We had Blankenship in the secondary last year. It was okay. Bradbury didn't really do anything for us. He got exposed to Super Bowl. And then we got Barnyard or Bayard from Tennessee, who we thought was going to be everything. We were like, Howie Roseman did it again. Hell no, he didn't. So it was just like... It was just like we trying.
He's washed.
You say what?
He washed up.
Nah, we didn't keep him. That's the thing. Okay. We didn't keep him. And we got the linebacker from the Colts last year. We were literally trying to pull everything out of the juncture just to make the defense work, and it couldn't work. So, in this offseason, we looking at Howie Roseman make these little crack backroom deals. Getting these players, and we thinking the defense is going to be something spectacular, and then it's the same thing. The run defense was the issue last year too. If we came up against a team with a good running game, couldn't do anything at all. So yeah, it was no wonder we got bounced out of the first round from Tampa Bay. I'm like, come on, I ain't had no faith in us from that point on. I was like, yeah, we got to do something. It's got to be a major overhaul. That's why. Like I'm a stand for the Eagles. I think we have a fighting chance against the Saints. We just got to figure it out. You guys got a hell of a running back core. I don't know what we gonna do. Honestly, I'm kind of fearful. Okay. But it's a healthy fear, you know.
All right. So I asked everybody this. First, I want your predictions on who wins the NFC. And then I want your prediction on who wins this game.
The NFC overall?
Yes.
Sheesh. It's too early to really predict. I mean, because right now San Francisco's kind of like in shambles. You got McCaffrey out. He's not out he's on IR. You got Debo. I just heard is injured. Who else is in a strong, like who's a strong team? Detroit is good, but I
mean the ones who just lost at home to the Bucks, those guys.
That's why I say it's too early. Like usually my gauging point is around 7 games.
Yeah.
At 7 games, I can kind of gauge and say, okay, this team is a strong contender to win the NFC, to run the NFC, because of that. Just based off of how they play and who they play. But I can't really give you an honest answer. I can say San Francisco as the default or the Eagles, but we ain't really looking too good. And there's been rumblings about the whole Nick Sirianni thing. So
yeah,
it could be a wrap for Nick Sirianni if he don't make anything short of the Super Bowl. I don't even want to say win it. He just got to make it.
And you got Minnesota going 2-0 out of nowhere. You got the Green Bay Packers winning with a backup quarterback, convincingly. Like there's just
very surprising.
It's so early in the year that like stuff that's happening now, it's not going to be relevant in 7
right.
years. It really is too early to tell. The Cowboys might still be good. We don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't tell. I couldn't tell you because it's always that team that goes 4-0, and then by the end of the season, they're at the end of the division. So it's just you can never tell. Everybody's still kind of getting back into football mode. Everybody.
So what about this game then?
This game, I got. I'm an Eagles. I'm going Eagles hardcore. Ain't nothing changed.
So right now the spread is about a pick 'em right now. What would you say the score is?
That's gonna be a shootout. Just based on. I'm gonna say 34-30. I'm gonna say 34-30.
34-30?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Got a prediction out of him.
You guys have rejuvenated Derek Carr, man, in New Orleans, man. I had
honestly, if we can't slow down Hurts and we lose 34-30, that means we're like the offense is still working. You still scored 30. Like I could live with that. I could swallow that pill. It'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
hey, yeah, it was hard for me to swallow the pill that we lost by a freaking point. Like
to the Falcons, useless.
How do you think I feel? Like, how do you think I feel?
I hope you feel real bad. I hope it stings. You son of a bitch.
Like I couldn't even. My brother just turned his phone off. Like, and he was so upset. I was like, bro, we do this shit every year. Like, it's just the beginning. We just gotta wait until we actually play a division. Like, and at home too. So it's just like, what we supposed to do? What can we do? The Falcons played a hard game. They got a good defense. Jesse Bates showed up. So did Simmons. I'm shocked that how the hell did nobody picked up Simmons? The Falcons just miraculously got him and Judon. I'm like, what?
Look,
what the hell?
The Falcons are famous for making terrible personnel decisions. So I guarantee you the league knew something that the fans just don't. There's a reason that he was unsigned until like a week ago. Like
a week before the season.
I mean, but they're not gonna let it slip. Like, I'm just trying to figure out: is it character issues? Is there something that, like?
I mean, look, everybody said he was the best. Everybody said he was the best safety in football, right? And then his team gave up 70 points last year. How important is your safety if you give up 70 points with the best one you have? Like,
well, now look, he has a veteran on the other side, Jesse Bates. So we'll see how this pans out. I think their secondary is pretty tough. AJ Terrell, they got him on one of those sides. They got a great defensive line. Offense are pretty solid, man. I think that they could have a good year. They can give you guys a run for your money.
Dale, cut him off. Pick him off. Dale, cut his mic. We're not going to have Falcon talk on this show. Not happening.
Look, I'm just saying, when every time you guys play, it's like a slobber knocker. It's literally like everybody takes their ball and go home. Like, you can't win. Like Atlanta, when the Saints come, you know what's crazy?
It's a good game.
It's a lot of Saints fans in Atlanta. I was like, God.
Yeah, for sure.
You see those?
We travel. We were deep in Dallas too. So
there are people with good taste in every city.
That's right.
That's right. I'm just saying, man, when it comes time for the Saints and the Falcons, I don't know. The Falcons they got Kirk O, big Kirk O.
Oh, you see how mobile he is in the pocket? Oh, I can't wait for that. Oh, beautiful.
Hey, they just looking for a reason to throw Penix in there. Hey, let Kirk get killed a little bit.
That's true.
He go. Hey, now I'm happy though. At least look, they got like 4 first rounders on the offense. They can get utilized. They got Bijan. What's the tight end? Why am I drawing
Pitts? Don't say the biggest bust.
Hey, listen. I had Pitts on my fantasy team last year. And
Why?
I don't know. He was just sitting there at the 5th round. I was like, nobody's taking Pitts. I'm gonna take him, and I was so pissed.
There's a reason.
Yeah, no, that was a horrible idea. I'll never do it again. I promise. Yeah.
Or Casey, we appreciate you joining us, man. Listen, tell people where they can find you.
Hey, listen, look, I'm on damn near everything: Twitch, Kick, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, TikTok. Even though I hate TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It's basically the same thing. Just put a THE, the KC Sports Show. I'm really the only KC Sports Show. I stole it from a sports show, from an actual sports store that tried to take the moniker. I said, "No, I'm gonna take that off you." No, I'm on everything. You can find me. Most of the time we're doing live shows between Thursday and Friday.
They're gonna go for it here on 4th down.
Let's talk about this upcoming game versus the Eagles.
No.
You probably want to talk about our fan here that we have visiting, so go ahead.
Before we go any farther, what the hell was that guy talking about? I have never been around someone who knew so little about so little things. I feel dumber for having been in the conversation. Like, I hate everything that just happened. My life is worse. I love God a little bit less because of that interaction. It's just unbelievable. You go ahead and you do that against the Falcons, and you can come in and talk like you got some kind of swagger to you. Get the hell out of here. Oh, man, just terrible, awful. No idea what he's talking about. Worst thing I've ever heard. Book it, ever. New high score for most piss me off guest we've ever had on this show. On the board. Unbelievable.
We need a blessing over here. Nobody parte fide Espiritu Santos.
Okay. All right. So we're going up against the Eagles. Right now, the game is a pick 'em. So we'll see how that line moves during the week. But, just looking at, pure stats, the Eagles defense have serious problems. I'm talking about against the run, and I'm also talking about against the pass. They're ranked 30th against the, total yards in the league.
Look, so I know you called it a pick 'em. Yahoo Sports had it Eagles by 1.5 on Sunday morning. Okay. And now it's been moving, and now it's Saints by 3 over on Yahoo Sports. So the line has moved like a point a day ever since they came out and looked. They did their Atlanta Falcon impression against the Atlanta Falcons, and we went out and handled business. So it's even the guys who do this for a living are swinging like, oh well, maybe Philly sucks ass, because they kind of look like they suck ass now. But I'll tell you what, I do think that this is a good matchup for the Saints. I think the Saints should win this game. I think there are reasons that they might not. Which brings up my little Cali Cajun 6-pack of points that I can bring up, and I do have 3 reasons to be concerned. Three big reasons to be concerned. 1, running fucking quarterbacks. We have not stopped them at any point. We're supposedly have new guys to do it, but we ain't fucking done it yet. I don't feel comfortable about it. It scares the hell out of me. I have been burned too many times. I'm worried about that.
Well,
thing 2,
that point that you just talked about with running quarterbacks.
Yep.
DA did talk about that, because I think this is a concern for every Saints fan out there. That's what he said.
I wouldn't say that's a unique challenge that we have. I'd say they've been fairly effective running the ball on, a lot of teams. And yet I know that that's a big part of what Philly has done offensively over the last few years. And we've,
every end of whatever you guys are talking.
I think the 2 years that we played them, 2021, those 2 years, 1 year we did a good job of kind of minimizing Jalen Hurts in terms of being able to run the football, but didn't do as good a job of stopping the running back. And then vice versa, a previous year or the year after. I can't remember exactly what that was. We'll get up there and start watching that tape here pretty soon. So, we know that they got 2 really good weapons back there in the backfield, and the quarterback that can run it, and Saquon that can run it. So it'll be a tough challenge. I think Jeff Stoutland does a really good job, in terms of the run game and having a good plan.
And he's right again. He's right again.
Yeah.
Of course,
a lot of people have trouble with
it. we learn stuff every day. For example, I learned that my mic's not immediately muted when we play DA clips, and we also learned that DA knows what he's talking about this year. So
behind the scenes footage,
we're learning stuff all over the place this season. But he's right, man. He's saying what we all know. Like, we made steps to be better against it, but it's not something we've been good at before. So we got to see how it goes, man. There's a lot of room for improvement after the last couple of years.
Yes. But I think DA is definitely going to be in his bag for dealing with this. So continue with your six-pack here.
Yes. So beer 2 of my six-pack is a little bit of a, press clippings thing, man. Like, people, like, we're getting the national attention. Like, how are these guys going to deal with, we're not the underdogs anymore. Now we're favored. Now people are watching us. How do we deal with success? Dealing with people talk about dealing with adversity. In a lot of ways, it's easy to deal with adversity. You get backed into a corner and you have no choice but to fight out of it. Now you're expected to do this. We scored on our first 15 possessions that the starters were in the game. Like, now, if we go out there and we punt on the first drive, is that going to get in people's heads? Are the old linemen going to think, oh, shit, this is what we did in preseason? Is Derek Carr going to start trying to press because, now I got to take the shot deep because I did it last week? How does this team respond, not to adversity, but to respond to a success? And this is something they have not experienced a lot. We only had a couple of 2-game winning streaks last year, and we ended the season pretty well. But, since Breeze retired, winning streaks are not a normal thing around here. So it's going to be interesting to see if the team comes out focused and well coached, like they have. The last couple of weeks have been very well coached. They come out focused and well coached, then it's a null point. And clearly they're looking past that. But they get up their own ass a little bit, in their own head. I don't know how they're going to keep that up. Look at the Eagles last year. They were the best team in football until they decided they were the best team in football, and they fell off a fucking cliff. So you can't have that happen to you. We have not earned that yet. You got to keep doing your thing. It's still early, so they may not have figured out our offense yet. So there's still time.
That's a good point. I'm hoping nobody reading the press clippings and getting high and mighty come in with the same focus that we've been doing. So, right. I'm with you, Craig.
All right, so beer 3 of my 6-pack. My third negative or reason to be concerned is a kind of a trap game. So the Eagles blew a game. They lost to their last opponent. It's a short week for them. We're at home. We're riding high, and we have a divisional game against the Falcons next week. Mm-hmm. Now, people like to downplay rivalries in the NFL. Like, it's not like college. For the Saints and Falcons, it kind of fucking is. Like, there is hate. It's real. It is real. And I would absolutely believe if some of the players in the locker room are looking forward a little bit to, the Eagles are fine, they're cool, but they're not in our division. It matters more if we beat Atlanta. They're right. It's correct. If you got to split these 2 games, you want to beat Atlanta. But, there's a chance you look past the Eagles a little bit. They're not the team that the national media wants to tell you they are. They lost, 8 in a row last year to end the season. They lost to the Bucs in the playoffs. None of us are all that impressed with the Bucs. They lost to the Falcons last night, and none of us are all that impressed with the Falcons. So there's a chance that people in that locker room are looking past them a little bit, and you can't do that with the way that we play against running quarterbacks. You can't look past anybody, let alone a team that has won as many games as Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have won. So I think between those 3 factors, there is room for concern.
Okay. All right. What you got next in the 6-pack?
Okay, so this is the more fun side of the beers. This is when you've got your buzz already and now you're just getting drunk. All right. This is the fun 3 beers. So the Eagles defense is atrocious. It's early. Yes. It's only been 2 games, but they have not played offensive juggernauts. They've played the Packers, who have a very similar offense to us, and lost their quarterback halfway, and they won that game.
Yeah.
So you could say, okay, well, they've faced this offense before. but they weren't winning that game until their quarterback got hurt. And then the next game, they played a Falcons team, which is not as good running the ball as we are, and got gashed. We're talking about, we threw the stats out on third down, 157.5 yards per game on the ground allowed. But that's not the important stat. 6.5 a carry. That's absurd. That is an absurd stat to allow in the National Football League, professional athletes. And now we're coming in with a team who wants to run the ball. They want to run it 3 times in a row. If they don't have to throw the ball this game, they won't. They will just run it over and over again. Taysom Hill's probably not going to play. That's something we could have touched on earlier.
The chest injury, yes.
Chest injury. I'm glad he's not in the hospital, but I'm not expecting him to play this week. But
DA kind of downplayed it a little bit in his press conference, saying,
I think there was concern that there was something more serious going on.
Right. But they checked out the hospital and he's fine.
Yeah. We get the injury report tomorrow. He's going to be a DNP. I don't expect to see him this week, but that's okay. He didn't do a lot against Dallas and see how that went. So, I mean, we're going to run the ball early and often. And if you're giving up 6.5 a carry, my God, this could get ugly in a hurry. It could get ugly in a hurry.
And the Saints are giving up only 63 yards a game. So it's a big difference.
You stop running the ball when your opponent scores touchdowns on your first 6 drives. That's an insane statistic that we got going for us.
Yes. But it's definitely hurting our time of possession. We were only at 33 minutes per possession per game.
Our time of possession is going to get shot by all these deep balls we're throwing. Every time Alvin Kamara wants to take 150 yards, maybe you should consider our time of possession a little bit more.
He needs to consider that.
All right. So point 2 of my positives in our 6-pack. So the Eagles are good at some stuff. They're good at getting after the passer and forcing turnovers. Guys like C.D. Deuce, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, they're not good in coverage. They're not good tacklers, but they are very good at taking the football away, which is why fans like them. Also, fuck that guy. But the Eagles as a whole, that's kind of what their defense does. They force you into mistakes. And because of the way that the Kubiak offense runs, we shouldn't be in position to make those mistakes. We're not going to be in a lot of third and longs, hopefully, especially with the running game the way it is. Kubiak's offense should protect us from the things that they do well. I think that's a big point, is what they do good on defense. And this season, not a ton of things they're doing very well on defense. But what they do historically on defense is they pressure you into making mistakes. And if you're in 3rd and 2 or 6.5 more yards a carry, you might not see a lot of third downs at all. If you're not in those long situations, you're not going to be pressing. You're not going to be making those mistakes. Derek Carr is not going to be forced to put the ball in between 2 defenders. It doesn't happen because you don't have to do it. If Kamara is getting 5-6 yards a pop, it just doesn't come up. And that's something that takes a strength of the Eagles completely out of their hands.
Yep. There we go.
All right. I do have one more. And I wrote these while I was drunk, so give me time, guys. So this could be a pro for us, but it could be a negative. I'm going to tell you why. So the Eagles had a heartbreaking loss on Monday Night Football. They were winning until the last 30 some odd seconds. They went full Atlanta Falcons and they blew it with a football gods cocking their ass. And now they're here on a short week on the road against a team who is rolling. And as long as, the Saints do their business and they don't get in their own heads, how do the Eagles respond to that? So there's 2 ways they can go. You come out pissed off. You came up fired up. You took practice seriously this week, and you come out and you're focused to try to get back on track after a loss like that. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think there's a chance that if you punch them in the mouth early and they're still reeling from, we played a tough game and lost late, and now we come out here and we just got, the ball ran down our throat for a touchdown first drive. You could take their heart out. You could stab them in the chest and take their heart right out of their chest first drive, because that's the kind of thing. The Eagles are front runners. They showed it last year. As soon as things got tough, they folded, and things are tough right now. If you get the ball early and you get a lead, by maybe a score or 2 by halftime, you're gonna take their soul away. They don't have the heart to come back from that kind of thing. They've shown that. And that's not as much a dig on them as it is a dig on. No, screw that. It's a dig on them. They're a bunch of pussies, and if we're going to put our foot on their throat, they're going to give up. And that's what they did all last season. That's what they did with 30 seconds left last night. And I think if the Saints can jump on them and capitalize that they're coming off of a loss and they're coming, short week on the road, hostile environment, that dome is going to be rocking. I think that could be real means to just fold up shop and call it a day. And that's what I kind of hope is going to happen.
Yes, I like the way all this sounds, Craig. I really do. This is this would be a really good week 3 for us then, if all of this stuff comes true.
I gave you 3 different reasons to be concerned, though. Call that.
Yes. I agree. So let's make our beer bet. Right now, you showed the line move Saints -2.
I had Yahoo has them at -3 right now.
-3. Okay.
-3.
All right. So you're taking the Saints -3, and I'm taking the Eagles +3.
If the Saints were -10, I might still take it. I think this matchup just favors us so much. And it doesn't mean that we're going to win, because if Jalen Hurts has 25 carries, then they're going to score points. But from everything we've seen this year, the Saints should win this game. And I feel confident in that they should. Doesn't mean that they will. I've been wrong before on this show, as my co-host will love to tell me. But we match up well. What we're doing right now are things that the Eagles struggle with, and there's no reason that we can't put a boot in their ass.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what's your score?
All right. My score, I think we're going to score 4 touchdowns and a field goal. I think we're going to go 31-17. They're going to move the ball a little bit. They're going to score a couple of touchdowns. But I think that we're going to be able to play a little bit of keep away. And once it gets late and they're going to have to start throwing the ball, they can't. They're going to have to dig their way out of that hole. They're going to find they don't have a big enough shovel.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say Eagles 33, Saints 30. So we lose by a field goal. I just think that we have trouble with the quarterback, and until DA proves otherwise with that mobile quarterback, I got to keep taking the mobile quarterback.
And look, I said this a little bit with our guest, who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about and should never be listened to for anything ever. But if we lose 33-30 or whatever it is, we score 30 points and this offense is clearly working, I can live with that, because we're not going to face a Jalen Hurts every week, and that means that this offense is working. The defense will be fine, throughout the season.
Yes.
This is not the worst thing that could happen. If we lose this game, but we score 30 points, man, I'm cool with that. I could swallow that. Atlanta's another story. We lose to Atlanta under any circumstances, I'm going to break a window. But this game, I could deal with that.
But do you realize, Craig, we average 45.5 points per game. We scores in the 30s.
Wait, to quote the national media, well, they played the Panthers and the Cowboys just didn't show up, right? That's how that works. None of those guys get paid to play football, so that's not how it works, right? Jackasses.
It would be a massive disappointment if we don't score 44 points at least. Okay.
With their run defense, it's completely possible we do. All right. It's on the table. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. So average, we got a 6-hour average. Okay, let's get the average up.
Raise the average from 45 a game. God damn. Who thought we were going to say that 2 weeks in? Son of a bitch.
Insane, bro. We're living it upside down right now, man.
I'll take it.
Shoot. Okay. All right, man. Well, let's go wrap it up for us here this week on the Beer Run.
Man, it is fun to be a Saints fan this year, and I hope that train keeps rolling, man. I'm having a good time. For my co-host Little Dice, for our guest host Fitz Gemini, for the whole BS and Beer family, thank you for joining this week. I am the California Cajun. Have a beer. It's on me.
Who that?
Remember to follow us on social media at BS and Beer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends. Remember to follow us on social media at BS and Beer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.